Vermont Catamounts are in town tonight. Vermont, good, really good. They got a 16-5 record, the 6-0 in the America East, and John Becker has just done a great job since taking over in Vermont. This is year number 6, and the only thing he does is win 20 games each and every year. So pushing all the right buttons. I have not seen them play yet this season. I'll see them tonight. I'll have the call along with Chris Honorato on ESPN3. And John Becker joins us here for a few minutes on Big Board Sports to talk about the matchup with the UAlbany Great Danes. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, Roger. How you doing?
I'm good, Coach. Appreciate a few minutes. Nice to have you in town. Got through your shoot-around. Everybody okay?
Everyone's okay, yeah. We're healthy and ready to go.
What is it? Let me just ask you, start with this question, Coach. What is it about this year's team that you like? I mean, I'm looking at the record, 16-5, 6-0 in the conference. You played a really strong non-conference schedule and came through it extremely well. I'm looking at wins over a loss to Houston, a loss to Northeastern, both very close, 1-point, 2-point losses, some big wins, Eastern Michigan, and you really handled the conference schedule so far. Not really that challenged here. What is it about this team, John?
Well, I think the first thing is our experience. We've played a lot of games with these guys as freshmen and sophomores, and now they're juniors and seniors. So I think our experience is starting to pay dividends with these guys getting a lot of minutes when they're younger. And then the other thing is the quality of our depth. We really have 10 guys that could start, for us. And, it's really insulated us from bad games from key guys or foul trouble to key guys or injury, to Peyton Henson, who's our leading scorer and rebounder, missed 5 games, and we're able to win 4 out of 5 games with him out. So, the quality of depth and our experience, I think, are and good players. The players have done a great job and they're good. So, that combination's, really worked for us this year.
I've seen him over the years. I know how good he is, but how well is he playing right now? And I'm talking about your point guard in Trey Bell Haynes, 6'2", junior from Toronto, Ontario. How's he playing for you right now?
He's playing great. I think he's got to be in the conversation, I would think, for Player of the Year. I mean, he's had a couple games in the league where he's been in foul trouble in the first half. That's limited his minutes, but he does a lot for us, and he's kind of our closer at the end of the games. He's got incredible speed, quickness, athleticism, and is one of the more competitive kids I've ever coached. So he's had a great year, and he's been really good in league and playing at a pretty high level.
Now, I've seen him play. I've seen Kurt Steidel play. Looking up and down your roster, one guy I haven't seen play, and I hear so much about him, and that is probably the freshman of the year in the America East, Anthony Lamb, who's a 6'6" freshman from Rochester, who's averaging 10.3 a game and 5.4 rebounds. What can you tell us about Anthony Lamb?
I mean, he's just a big, strong kid. He had a college, he's kind of college body ready when he got to campus, and he's just another kid that plays really hard all the time. He's really found how to be successful. He really rebounds the ball well, and he scores in the paint, and he's just a big, strong kid that plays hard every day in practice, every time he's out in the court. And he's been a huge addition to kind of toughening us up inside, which I think is been something that teams like Albany and Stony Brook have exploited a little bit in the past. And I hope, and we'll find out tonight, but I think we're a much tougher team down low because of Anthony, because of, our guys just getting a year older and kind of challenging them all season to be, in our league, to beat the Albanys and Stony Brooks and New Hampshire's. You got to really hold up in the paint, and we've done a better job of that, I think, this year, but we'll certainly find out more tonight.
Yeah, it's the same philosophy that Will Brown has, and John Becker in his 6th season at Vermont Catamounts in town. It's a 7 o'clock tip tonight at CEFCU Arena, and it's kind of Vermont and everybody else. At least that's what most people think so far from what we have seen on the court. Are you still built, John? And you've done it from year one. Are you still built on defense and rebounding and toughness?
Yeah, that's really what we're about, and we've gotten back to that. Last year, we kind of had a flawed roster last year with no true 4 men, so we played 2 5 men most of the time, and we just couldn't do the things we wanted to defensively. But yeah, we're back to guarding, and if you look at the conference statistics, we're atop most of the defensive categories. So we're guarding much better and rebounding the ball well enough. I think Albany's ahead of us as far as rebounding margin, but rebounding well enough, and we've been pretty tough. Yeah, so we're back to kind of who we are as a program, and that's been another big key for us.
John, what do you expect tonight with UA? They got off to a slow start in conference, lost their first 3, but have come back and won 3 in a row. They've had your number here as of late, and certainly at CEFCU Arena. How do you look at the matchup tonight with the Great Danes?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really a measuring stick game for us. We've obviously got off to a good start. We're having a good year, but Albany and Stony Brook, our next 2 games, both on the road, both of those teams have ended our season every year that I've been the head coach, and so we haven't beat Albany in 3 years. And there's a lot of familiar faces, but a lot of new faces for them. But we're still playing the team, the name on the front of the jersey that we've struggled with, and they're still going to be tough inside. They're still going to be. They got 2 guards that can really score, and Cremo and Nichols, and they did get off to a slow start, but they're playing well of late. They've changed their starting lineup, putting Campbell in there at the 3, so they've gotten bigger, playing a lot of 1-3-1 zone, which is different than most people play, and so it's going to be a huge challenge for us tonight. And I'm really interested to see how our guys do. We've had a lot of success. We've won 8 games in a row, 6 games in conference, and I want to see if we've lost our edge at all. And now playing 2 teams that, let's face it, Albany probably has a little bit of a mental edge on us right now, just because they've had success against us, and we have to overcome that. So, our guys understand that, and it's not do or die for either team this early in conference play, but it certainly will be kind of a good measuring stick to see where we are, and I'm sure they feel the same way, to see if they figured some stuff out after winning 3 in a row, and so I think it will be both teams will really be playing hard tonight, and obviously they'll be very well coached and prepared, so we'll have our hands full.
Yep, as is your team, John. You've done a great job with this Vermont program. Hey, good luck tonight, Coach. Appreciate a few minutes. I'll say hello when I see you at CEFCU tonight.
Absolutely. Good. Look forward to seeing you over there, Roger. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.